Alright, hello and welcome back to another video of me eating almonds. Just kidding, this is a walnut, but I have a wide assortment of dry fruit here to get me through this challenge. So basically what I've done is I've made a prompt for Claude Code and I'm basically having it walk me through creating all of this infrastructure. And so obviously I don't want to build it in the console. I want to build it in the AWS CLI, which begs a pretty good question, which I'll ask is like, am I going to do this in VS Code or what? Like, where am I going to do this deployment? This is almond. Okay, yeah, so we're going to use VS Code. So we're going to open up Visual Studio Code. And why don't we create, how do I make a new folder? It was more complicated than I thought. Well, we can just use this Terraform folder for now. And we'll make a new folder. Let's say Claude project. And is there anything in project T? No. This is kind of a dead file. This is like an abandoned project, clearly. Okay. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start off with a hello world deployment stack. And so we need to do this in the terminal. The queue developers are dying. Okay, that's fine. I have Copilot on here, but I'm not gonna use it for now. I need a new terminal. How do I get my terminal out? I thought it was under file. You know what? I take it back. Let's how do I get the terminal window to show? Show terminal window. Press Control plus backtick. Okay, view. There it is. Oh, okay. Tilde. Wow, they call that a backtick. Well, technically, that's a tilde. This must be a backtick, which is kind of funny. Okay. We're in this folder, and we're gonna make a directory. So we're gonna use our trusty make directory command. Should I get this microphone wire out of my way? You know what? Let me try to put it under my keyboard because it's kind of causing some havoc. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we're basically, let me zoom in. I think it's kind of small. Control plus, Control plus, Control plus. Okay, so I don't know what happened there. Probably got truncated. But we're gonna make a directory called AWS CloudFormation. So what is that? We're making a directory called AWS CloudFormation, but how come we're doing and cd? Okay, so we're gonna make the directory, name this, and then we're gonna change the directory to that. Okay, that seems like, wow, okay, we're already doing great. It's possible that this is because I'm using PowerShell. Anyway, I'm pretty sure if I do this in 2 steps, we'll be good. Cool. Here's our thing. Okay, and we have nano s3 bucket.yaml. Nano S3 bucket up. You know what, on second thought, we should use this. Why can't I use Okay, I think what's going on is we're using the PowerShell terminal, but what we want to do is use the AWS CLI. So I've already installed this. Okay, I guess I just need to AWS configure, most likely. But I feel like I've done that before. Oh, yeah, I have. Done. Now, yes, STS, get caller, identity. Okay, there I am. Now, I don't know why I can't use Nano. Notepad file name. WSL git bash. Install WSL right out of there. I already got WSL. Can I change this? There's a way. I know there's a way to open terminal panel, backtick. Click the terminal drop down arrow next to plus. Okay. Boom. New terminal window. There is git bash here. But what if I click that? Select default profile. There it is. Remote WSL. Why is my WSL not here? WSL-L-V. Okay, whatever. I think we can just use git bash. Okay, so let's go git bash. Okay, so we're in Cloud Project. And let me as well full screen this. We want to we already have made a directory. But we're still in Terraform, which is weird. I guess it's because it's a new one. Yeah, here we are. Nano S3 bucket YAML. So now we're in a like text editor. Okay, we're back. Where were we? So we were just about to create this S3 bucket. So supposedly this should deploy our S3 bucket CloudFormation file that we created in Nano. So can I like get rid of this? Okay. Is it gonna give me an error? Yes, it is. So an error occurred. Parameter validation. The following arguments are required. Stack name. I gave that. Did I put a space? Yes, I did. Why? Where did I go wrong here? This is the beauty of working in the CLI. Well, when in doubt, you can speed up your learning. Just ask AI. I mean, it's in there, so I don't know why. I don't know if it realizes I'm using bash, but wow, I think I just like took all the water from a small village. Creating a short to-do list to what? You're hitting a line continuation shell mismatch. Run the whole command in one line. If using bash, split lines with backslashes, no joining space after the backslash. Backslash. Use the backtick. Okay, I kind of get it. So in bash, to indicate a line break, I need to kind of change it up. So I think because I used these backslashes, should I run it without the backslash? Let's find out. Let's take out that. Let's take out that. Boom. Validation error. Template format error. Unresolved user dependencies. I spelled the count ID with 1C. Okay, so now let's try doing a VI instead of a nano into S3 bucket YAML. Where is it? There it is. So let's go over here. Oh, I made a mistake and I tried to fix it. Damn it. Okay. We can type again, no problem. Properties. Space. Bucket name. We're going to use the substitute function. Cloud growth storage dash ~9. Which indicates parameter. AWS. Count ID. Okay. Now, I don't remember how VI works. I think it's like dash WQ or something. So how do I escape VI? Is that correct? There it is. To exit without changes, press escape. Quit without saving. Q. Save and quit. Type WQ. Where though? Where do I type WQ? Anywhere? WQ. And then enter. Nope, that does not work. Maybe I have to hit escape first. Yeah, now. Okay, I got it. WQ. The W is for save, and the Q is for quit. Boom. Nice. Now I'll try to rerun the previous command. Okay, so we just deployed our first S3 bucket in Git bash terminal using Nano. We used VI. That's all for today, folks. Thanks so much for attending this YouTube tutorial. Just kidding. I just had dinners. I don't want to eat these all anymore. This is ASMR. Chewing. Okay, so deploy. Check the status. So we're gonna run this until we see that it's complete. Absolutely, it's already complete. But we're gonna use the new describe function. So we're gonna describe stacks. Stack name S3 deployment stack query. Stacks 0. Stacks. I definitely have no idea what that is. What is stacks 0 stack status? Create complete. Yeah, so it's finished. But I wonder what this query does. The CloudFormation stack's current lifecycle state, whether it's created, rolling back, deleting, etc. Okay, so I guess it's kind of like an array. We're taking like 0th item of stack status. Boom. Okay, so we created it, and then we check the status, create complete, and we get done. Now we have to make a new file. We're gonna do VPC subnets.yaml. Let the typos begin. So this is our core VPC. What we're gonna do is we're gonna write my core VPC. That's our stack name. We're gonna put the type to, so this is a VPC type, and we're gonna do our properties. And so first of all, our slider block, I think it's called camel case, 10.0.0.0/16. Enable DNS support, true. Enable, oops, made a mistake. Enable DNS host names, true. So off the bat, this VPC is gonna allow DNS resolution inside VPC, and it's gonna assign DNS host names to each of the EC2 instances. Let's give it some tags. Using tags is a really good practice. To be honest, I'm not that great with it, but learning. Okay, that's our core VPC. Now we're going to do a public subnet. So we have public subnet AC1, type AWS EC2 subnet properties. I like the bash terminal colors. So we're using ref. So when we use ref, we're basically referencing a previous object, so to speak. And so since I made micro VPC in the previous chunk, we can now reference this as the ID of the VPC for the subnet which you want to deploy within it. Now, our CIDR block for this guy is 10.0.1.0/24. So let's get somewhere from that. So we have 10.0.1.0/24 explain the CIDR block and how much range IPs it has. So our CIDR block, and then availability zone is going to be select from 0 to get AZs. So the purpose of that is basically going to run a function to grab whatever AZs are available. It's closest to me. I might change that. I kind of just want to use US East 1 to keep it simple. Let's go back to our CIDR block. So over here we have CIDR block network prefix. So it's 24 network bits, 8 host bits. We have a net mask. So we can use 256 addresses within this IP address. Right, and so we can't use these two, so it's actually 255, right, 256 minus 2, 254, which makes sense, but just do US East 1. So I might change this. This is where you have to bring your own intuition into play. US East 1. Make public IP on launch true. So EC2s here are going to get a public IP automatically, as opposed to manually. And we're going to give it some tags. So let's give a key, name, value, public, subnet, AZ1. Okay, and then we have to do private subnet. Let's see over here. Okay, we'll just pause. and it's not for outbound traffic. You need both. So NAT gateway is for outbound, Bastion host is for inbound. That's kind of my understanding of it. So let's go up to here. So we have a chmod. What's a chmod? Chmodify. I forgot what the CH is. Oh, it's like change, modify, I think. Okay. Lock down your key file. Okay, but I don't even have a key file. So I'm on project 8. I don't have a okay, so for this I need to get key pairs from AWS console, create a key pair, name it Bastion, format RSA, file format permissions, create, automatically downloads to your computer. Got it. So first I need to go into the console. Here's our console home. I'm just gonna go to EC2. And I'm gonna go to key pairs. And I'm gonna create key pair. I'm gonna call it Bastion. Format is going to be RSA encryption, and it's a .pem. I'm going to create it. I downloaded it. Here it is. Oh, you're not supposed to see that. Now we have this key, and then up. Here we are. So now we have to chmod 400, which is a explain 400 permission. It's basically like owner group user, owner group other, I guess. So it's kind of like a math thing where a 4 represents read only. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and you add them, and then you put it into the 3 digits. So we're giving it read only, which is a 400. Bastion.pem cannot access. Okay, that's because it needs to be in the bucket. Again, it's done. SCP. That is secure copy. Bastion.pem, Bastion.pem. So it's saying, why are we typing this twice? Secure copy this, which is like the file that you're moving, and then this is like the file name that you're gonna give it in the next place. And then we have the directory where it's gonna exist. Bastion public IP. I wonder why it's called a Bastion host. Maybe some guy named Sebastian made it or something. Could not resolve. Service not known. Connection closed. Did not want that to happen. Let's find out why. I I don't know, how does this, okay, wait, but how do you know what the real Bastion host IP is? Wait, but I want to know, how does it know that? How does it know that? Oh, no. 3.1234567. No. I lost my walnut. It's gone forever. No, the spiders are gonna eat it or something. Okay. So, since everything is made, I'm pretty sure I can go find some. Oh, we haven't deployed EC2 instances now. What? I don't get it. Maybe you can use that Elastic IP. No, that's the Elastic IP we made is not for. Oh. Once you have EC2 Bastion deployed, which we don't. So okay, well anyway, you give read-only permissions on this file, which is required, and then use secure copy, which uses SSH to copy this file with this file name into this directory. And then when you use SSH, you can basically connect into this directory. And then you can confirm that the key is there, which you don't really need to confirm, because if you're accessing it with a key file and you're able to access, then by just listing what's there, you know that you have access, you successfully remote shell into the thing, into the Bastion host. In theory, for me to do this, I would have to come into my, or maybe make a new template, and then I would do EC2 instance. It would be AWS EC2 instance properties. I'd give it a private subnet and the appropriate route table. Yeah, and then I would do this, and then we would just open shell. That's pretty straightforward. That's not, I don't think I'm going to learn too much from that, but I learned a lot by writing all this manual CloudFormation. Now for IAM, there's more CloudFormation. I know how to do this in the console, but doing this in CloudFormation, we have resources, my cloud user, type is the type, properties, my CloudFormation user, just a made up name. And then you have to give it a managed policy ARN. So the way you attach a policy to the user in CloudFormation is by using the ARN for the particular permission policy set that you want to attach to it. So I imagine you can do this for users, you can do this for groups and roles. And then once you make that, you can deploy it with this additional capability, which requires it. Yeah, the rest is just describing what exists. Why don't we run this? Pretty sure I can just drop this right in. So here you can see the output of what I just ran, which is, here's our VPC, our network, our gateway status, internet gateways. Whoa, it got crazy. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much it. We did everything I wanted to do. How long was this? Looks like 1 hour, 1 hour, 12 minutes. So what did I learn? I learned about CloudFormation templates. I also learned about the logic of using a bastion host, how all these concepts fit in with one another with respect to like your gateways and attachments, routes, route tables, your IAM user groups, roles. Pretty straightforward stuff, but you know, you have to get your hands dirty, type it all out. That way you can really see what you're working with. Yeah, that was a good exercise. Hopefully you found this useful. If not, maybe you'll find the next one more interesting. Just kidding, no you won't. These videos are not meant to be like sensational or too interesting. The reason why I'm recording it is because it does two things. One, it motivates me to keep going and to like finish the video, because I feel like when the camera's rolling, you just have to keep going. And the second reason is that when you're behind a camera, you behave differently. That's like the rule number one of like journalism or something. But the way that causes me to behave is I tend to over explain everything. And the reason I do that is because it helps me learn, it helps me understand. And so while I could turn off the camera and just talk to my monitor like a complete wacko, it feels a bit more normal behind a camera. So maybe that's a little vulnerable insight into why I'm making these videos. Also, there's a third reason, which is that I want to track my progress with the kinds of projects that I'm doing, with what I'm learning. Like, I might be a noob right now, but I can tell I'm making a lot of progress. A lot of these things are not new concepts, but there's definitely a lot of nuances that I'm getting into the nitty-gritty of, which is a really great learning exercise. So yeah, I definitely think these would be pretty educational if you follow along, and maybe you can catch some of my mistakes and you won't make them if you give this a shot. So thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one.